With the 2018 NHL Draft coming up next weekend, I'm here at Sport Chek at the flagship location at West Edmonton Mall with Bob Green, Director of Player Personnel, and you are the guy that, you make things happen here with the draft. So you were just at Combine. Let's talk about everybody you met there and how that went.
Oh, it was great. The kids are very well prepared there, and it's always a lot of fun meeting them and going through the paces of interviews and just getting them to know them a little bit. They're interviewed during the course of the year by one of our area scouts, and we kind of try to build off that and just try to get enough information out of them that you can assess their character a little bit and get to know them.
What are your overall impressions on this draft class when comparing to previous years?
You know what? Like I said, the kids are so well prepared now for these things that, and they go through it a lot before the combine. That they're pretty comfortable. For the most part, they're really good. And kids are every year they get a little bit better at dealing with all these things, the pressures, being in their draft year and talking face to face to team personnel, that type of thing. So it's pretty much becoming the same every year.
What is it that you look for year after year? Does it change year after year?
No, you're just really looking to get to know these kids. What type of kid are they? Do they have a lot of energy? They speak comfortably. Their backgrounds. You get into their backgrounds a little bit. With their families, stuff like that. And then we get into some on-ice situations or things that you hear over the course of the year. You talk to them about that a little bit and question them on it. But for the most part, you got 20 minutes, and it's tough to get a real good read on these guys in 20 minutes. But there's it's enough time where you feel a lot more comfortable after you've talked to the kid, rather than if you hadn't talked to him at all. That then there's no comfort at all. So.
There's a lot of defensemen this year. Do you think that's the direction the Oilers are going to go in, or are we kind of open to all positions here?
Well, you got to take the best player available. To be honest with you, you don't want to pass a player or overlook a player that's going to be a better player down the road just for the sake of position. If two players, different positions are equal in your mind as players, and that could be the tiebreaker between the two of them. But we really got to look at the best player available.
What kind of caliber, we're picking at number 10, then number 40. What kind of caliber of player do you think we could get at those picks?
Well, I always think we're going to get a good player. 10, we should get a real good player. Probably not going to be ready to play right away, maybe a year or two away from playing, but, we feel we'll get a good player. Now, 40, it's hard to say right now. I think in this year's draft, I think it's going to be a little bit different than the past 2 or 3 years, where it's not always set, but you could pretty much develop your list, and it would be a pretty good guide as to what was going to happen at the draft. I think this year is going to be a little bit different. I think players are going to come from all over the place after you get through a certain amount of picks.
Last year at Combine, you actually took Kailer Yamamoto out for dinner, and we ended up drafting him in the first round. Did you do that with any player this year at Combine?
Yeah, we took 4 guys out this year. I'm not going to tell you who they were, but we took 4 players out this year, and it's nice, because you talk to them during the day, and it's a lot more formal when they come into that room with a bunch of grown men, and they're nervous and everything. So a couple of them, we had already talked to them during the combine, so we had good dinners. It's a little more relaxed. We talk about other things and just trying to get a feel for the player in that setting. And like I say, they're all such good kids. It's a lot of fun, and we had some fun with them.
Is it safe to say that you have your sights set on these 4 players at the draft?
Well, I mean, we'd be happy if we got any one of the 4, for sure. But, picking at 10, you got 9 teams picking ahead of you, and you don't know what they're going to do.
Looking forward to the draft this year?
Always, yeah. It's great. And our job as scouts is to, we just have to be prepared to make that pick at 10. And, if there's a decision made to move the pick or do whatever, move up, move down, or whatever can happen, we just have to be prepared with that as well.
That was Bob Green, Director of Player Personnel, on his insight on how we could see the 2018 NHL Draft unfold. And Edmonton Oilers will be at the draft this year in Dallas, so keep it locked on EdmontonOilers.com for all your draft news. Thanks so much, Bob.
Thank you.